welcome everybody to Sunday morning slow flow. Right, everybody here. Slow flow. You're right. It's not slow flow. It's gentle. Like, wait.
Panic.
It's Sunday morning gentle. No worries. You're in the right place. Hopefully, if you're here in the studio, you're on your back. So if you're at home, you should come there too. Just take your first couple moments just to arrive. Start to bring your focus to your breath. Let your breath guide you, ground you to your mat. Push up all the other distractions. Become fully focused on your mat, your practice. And become fully present to your mat, your practice. Once you feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, then you can add that element of control to your breath. Start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Letting your breaths become longer, slower, deeper. As you inhale, you're pulling that breath all the way down into your belly. And as you exhale, you're pushing it all the way out. That's going to let us move here, just with one breath, one movement. Take a few more breaths here. Just kick that breath in. If it's not coming naturally to you today for any reason, don't get too caught up in it. Just be aware of your breath. As long as you know when you're inhaling and you know when you're exhaling, your body will find its own rhythm. Keep that awareness to the breath, whatever else you did. And like I said yesterday, if all you did was lie here on your back this whole time and just be aware of your breathing, you're doing yoga. When we're ready to start moving here, just take your knees, hug them into your chest. And you can do this full lumbar circles if you want, or you can just rock from side to side. We're just trying to wake up that low back a little bit, stimulate that spine. And then come to a stop here. let your arms go out to a T and just take one twist each way. Right? Exhale and drop those knees to the right as you look to the left. Inhale, bring them up to center. Exhale, drop them to the left and look to the right. Inhale, bring them up to center here. Now from here, right, we're going to come up. You're going to take your hands to the crease of your knees. Rock yourself up. What we want to do here is come around to our belly, right, so that your head is at the top of your mat and you're on your belly. Right, so we're just going to go into a Sphinx pose first, right? So that means you're going to bring your elbows just in front of your chest. You want your shoulders right over your elbows, your palms flat on the mat, right? Kind of push your chest up and through, tilt your chin up. So you're feeling that little pull in your low back, right? That's what we're opening up here. Now, if it feels like too much, it's early yet, right? Slide your hands, or your elbows, I should say, a little bit further in front of you. If you need more and you want to come to full seal, that's when you press your palms into the ground and straighten your arms. You can go there, right? Just trying to wake it up. You want to feel that sensation, right? But not too much yet. It's early. So just take 3 more breaths here. And when you're ready, you're going to let yourself come all the way down. Turn your head to the left. So take your right ear to the mat and take your arms out to a T position. Now, as your arms come to a T, right, you're going to keep the right fingertips reaching straight towards the right side of the room. Bend into your left elbow. Pull that left hand by your chest, right? And then push in that left hand. You're just going to push yourself over to your right hip. Pick up your left foot. Step your left foot behind the right. So you rolled right over your right shoulder. Right? Open it up a little bit. If you want to take your left hand and wrap it around behind your back here, you can. Or you can keep it in front of you. Right? We're doing a whole little flow here. So we're not going to stay here once we get moving, right? But we're staying just a couple breaths the first time so you feel it. Now, when you're ready, roll back over, right? Roll back onto your belly. Extend your left arm long. And then we're going to do the same thing the other way. You're going to bend into your right elbow. Bring your right hand by your chest. Push into that right hand. Roll over onto your left hip. Pick your right foot up, bend into your right knee, and set that right foot back behind your left leg. And again, you keep that right hand by your face, or you can wrap it around behind your back, or put it on top of the left hand if you can reach there. Opening up the shoulder girdle here. All right, when you're ready, roll back. And as we come back here, now you're just going to bring both elbows in, right? So you're going to bend into your elbows, bring your hands right by your chest, elbows pointed straight back behind you. All right, let your forehead come to the mat. It's like you just came down from a chaturanga. What we're going to do here, just 3 little baby cobras. So as you inhale, lift your chin, lift your chest just slightly, right? As you come up, you should be able to lift your hands up off the mat. And you don't have to lift your hands, but you should be able to, right? Because you're not pressing into your hands. You're just using your low back to bring yourself up. All right, then from there, you're just going to tap your forehead down to the ground. Do it 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift up. And then as you exhale, you're going to tap down. Now, as we tap down here, you're going to push into your hands, right? Bring yourself all the way up through tabletop and then into a high kneel. So high kneel looks like this, right? You're up on your knees, your hands are overhead. Once we get there, take your right hand, drop it to your right side, reach that left hand up and over. So just take a little side bend. Come back up to center. Now drop your left hand to your left side, reach that right hand up and over. Come back up to center here. Now from here, you're just going to drop it down into tabletop. As you come into tabletop, you're going to do 3 cat-cows, right? So you're lifting your chin to the sky, tucking your tailbone under, letting your belly drop. Cow, exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round out your back, hollow out your armpits, cat. Do that twice more. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Now as you come out of your cat here, right, just push yourself back into child's pose. Let your hips come over your heels. Keep your arms out long. Doesn't matter if you don't come all the way down here, right? Again, we're going to turn this into a flow right here. So we're not going to stay as long next time, right? But I just want you to feel it here. Now, from your child's pose, right, we're going to start back at the beginning. So you're going to sweep yourself all the way forward, right? It's like you're slithering. Come all the way forward, back into that T position, looking to the left, all right? And then bend your left elbow, bring it by your chest, push yourself over to your right hip, tap that left foot behind the right, opening at the right shoulder, and then from there, push into that left foot, roll yourself back over, extend your left arm, bring that right arm in, go the other way, roll to your left hip, tap your right foot back behind you. Come back onto your belly, and then bring your hands into your chest, forehead to the ground, take those 3 baby cobras. Inhale, lift, exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift, exhale, tap down. Do it one more time. Lift up, tap it down, and then from here we're gonna push ourselves all the way up into that high kneel. So you come through the tabletop, and then you just keep pushing through those palms, bring yourself up to high kneel. Drop the right hand, reach over with the left. Come back up. Drop the left hand, reach over with the right. Come back up, and then from here you're gonna drop yourself into tabletop, go into those 3 cat-cows. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Do it one more time. And then as you start to come out of your cat the last time, you're going to push yourself all the way back to child's pose. And then from child's pose, right, we slither back forward onto our belly. Take your arms out to a T. Turn your head to the left. So we're going to do this one more time through, right? Bend into that left elbow. Press into that left palm. Roll yourself to your right hip. Tap your left foot back behind you. Come back over. Extend your left arm long. Bend into your right elbow. Roll yourself to your left hip. Tap that right foot behind you. Come back to your belly. Bring your hands to your chest. Forehead to the ground. Take 3 baby cobras. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. One more time. Lift and tap. And this time, as you inhale, bring it all the way to high kneel. And then from there, drop your right hand to your right side, reach that left hand up and over. Come back up, drop your left hand to your right side, reach your right hand up and over. Come back up, drop it down into tabletop. Take your 3 cat-cows. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Do it one more time. And then as you come out of your cat, push it all the way back into your child's pose. You can take a couple breaths here in child's pose. Feels good to you. When you're ready, right, we're all going to push up and we're going to meet in down dog. So if you want to take an extra breath or 2 in child's pose, do that. If you want to take an extra breath or 2 in down dog, you can come there. Once you're in your down dog, you want to start moving a little bit, you can, or you can stay still. It's up to you. And just check in with your body. Notice what's going on. Make sure you're listening to your body as you go through the rest of practice. All right, from here, we're going to bend our knees, look between the thumbs, and just bring your feet forward. Your hands come to forward fold. Let your belly touch your upper thighs, let your head hang heavy and long. We're going to inhale, take a half lift monkey, shoulders even with the hips. Then as you exhale, fold back down. Inhale, take a big reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. Now your body should be ready for it here, right? Because we did all that work with the arms in the opening flow. See if you can grab a hold of your left versus your right hand and pull all the way over. If that doesn't feel great, you can always drop your right hand like we did before. Come back up to center. Now switch, grab your right wrist with your left hand, pull to the left. Come back to center here. Now we're going to twist. You're just going to sweep your right hand back behind you, bring your left arm in front, let yourself twist towards the right side of the room. Untwist, take your arms up overhead, go the other way. Left hand back, right hand forward. Untwist, bring everything back up, bring your hands overhead. Interlace your hands, all except your pointer finger, right? Your pointer finger is going to go up to the sky, so we're doing a little yoga mudra here. And then as you exhale, you're going to back bend just like this. Push your hips forward, take your chest and your gaze up, reach those pointer fingers towards the back of the room. Then inhale, stand tall, release your hands, just big swan dive, back down, forward fold. Right, so that's our basic sun salutation today. We're going to do it twice more. Now that you guys have seen it, we'll move it a little faster. We'll move it with our breath. So let's inhale, take a half lift monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. Grab that left wrist to the right hand, pull to the right. Come back to center, switch your hands, pull to the left. Come back to center, twist to the right, right hand back, left hand forward. Untwist, arms overhead. Now go the other way, left hand back, right hand forward. Untwist, arms overhead. This time you're making that yoga mudra, pointer finger going towards the ceiling, and then go into your back bend, hips forward, chest and gaze up. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, swan dive it all the way back down. Forward fold. Let's do that one more time through. Take your half lift monkey, fold back down. Reverse swan dive, come to standing. Grab your left wrist to the right hand, pull to the right. Come back to center, switch your hands, pull to the left. Come back to center, sweep your right hand back, bring your left hand forward. Untwist, come back up to center. Exhale, take your left hand back, right hand forward. Untwist, come up to center, and then make that yoga mudra, pointer finger to the sky. Take your back bend. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, swan dive, back down, forward fold. Take another half lift monkey here, just reset your back. Fold back down. Now we're going to take another big reverse swan dive. You're going to bring yourself all the way up to extended mountain. That means you're standing tall, just with your arms overhead touching each other, palms touching each other, right? What we're going to do here, as you exhale, we're going to go into a bear squat chair. So that basically means you're going to bend your knees and send your hips back and down, like we do in chair, but you're going to take your arms out to a T, and then you're going to bring your chest all the way forward, so your belly touches your thighs. Your chest is kind of parallel to the ground, really sticking those glutes back there, right? And then as you inhale, you're going to bring it all the way back up, straighten your legs, touch your palms together overhead. Do that twice more. As you exhale, into that bear squat chair. Inhale, pull it back up. One more time. Exhale to your bear squat chair. Inhale, pull it back up. Now this time as you come back up, you're just going to swan dive it all the way back down. Come to forward fold. As we come to forward fold here, you're going to keep your right foot forward. Take a big step back with your left foot. Come into your runner's lunge. And so deep bend that right knee. Your knee towards the front of the room, or right knee right over the right ankle. Left leg nice and long. You're going to drop your left heel so that your left toes point to the right. Or to the left, sorry. Left toes are pointed to the left. Right. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring yourself up into warrior one. So you're just peeling that upper body up. Keep that bend in the right knee. Square your hips towards the top of your mat. Reach your arms up high. Now from here, you're going to drop that right elbow down to the right knee. See if you can lift those left fingertips up and over. So your chest is spiraling open, right? You can slide that right hand down further if you have that flexibility, but don't let your chest cave towards the ground. All right, now we're going to rise up here. Keep that bend in your right knee, but switch your hands. You're going to take that left hand. If it feels okay, wrap it all the way behind your back. Take your right hand. Now reach it up and over, reaching those right fingertips towards the back of the room. So we're in reverse warrior. Now from your reverse warrior, cartwheel your hands all the way down. Let that right hand land on the inside of the right foot. Left hand on the inside of the right foot. Right hand to the sky. You can let your right toes come up here if you want. Right, get into that twisted lunge, stacking your shoulders, opening your chest to the right. Now from here, you're going to drop that right hand down. Right, look ahead, make sure your left toes are turned forward, and then drop your left knee to the mat. Flatten out that left foot. We're going to rise up here into a kneeling crescent. So you're just pulling your upper body up again. Right? It's just like warrior one, except down on your knee. Hips are square, hands are reaching high. Now from here, like we did in that sun salutation, bring your hands together overhead and make that yoga mudra, right? All fingers interlaced except the pointer finger, they go up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to lean to the right, so towards your bent knee. Just point those fingers toward the right side of the room. Feel that opening in your left side body. There we go. Now, come back up here, and then you're going to drop your hands down on either side of your right foot. So we're still in this kneeling runner's lunge. Take your left foot, right? Kick it over to the right. Make a little kickstand here. And then you're going to sweep around. Your right leg is going to straighten. You're going to take your left hand to the ground outside your left thigh. Let your right leg straighten all the way. Turn your right toes towards the right edge of your mat. Take your right hand up to the sky. Right, so we're here in this modified side plank. Right, maybe you can reach those right fingertips up and over. If that doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. All right, now you're going to drop that right hand down. Right, so it's by your left hand. And then walk both hands around. So you're going to turn those left toes totally towards the back of the room here. You might have to put a bend back into your right knee to get there, but eventually, as we get back forward, what we want to do here is straighten out the right leg. So you should walk towards the front of the room, you have your right foot forward. Right, so your left knee never really left the mat. Hopefully you guys got it, right? A lot of people here didn't. Hopefully you watched us help you got it. Right? So we're just going to come to a half pyramid, right? Not that complicated. From here, right? You're just going to straighten out your right leg, let your right toes flip up off the mat. Let your upper body drape over that right leg. Don't worry, we'll get to do that again on the other side. All right, now you're going to walk it back forward, bend back into your right knee. Right? And then from here, you're going to rise up, but as we rise up here, back into our kneeling crescent. Now you're just going to take your right hand, wrap it around behind your back. Take your left hand, reach over your right shoulder, look over your right shoulder. Right, now your hands cartwheel around here, land them on either side of that right foot. Tuck your left toes under. You're going to come up off your left knee. Drop your left heel, right? It's a big move here. You're just going to push your hands away from the mat. You're going to rise up, straighten out your right leg, turn your right toes towards the left edge of your mat, and take your hands up to the sky. So you're here in five-pointed star. Right, take a breath here. Lengthen out your spine. And then you're going to turn your heels in and your toes out. Now, you're going to bend your knees and drop your hips, but you're going to take your hands, scoop them around back behind you, and interlace your hands behind your back. Right? Keep sinking low, let that tailbone drop towards the floor. There we go. Now, from here, right, stay low, push your left leg straight, just turn your left toes back towards the long edge of your mat. Right, so towards the left long edge of your mat. Turn your right toes all the way back towards the top of your mat. Okay, so you're here, and then you're just going to lean forward, hover your chest over your right thigh. Maybe you can lift those hands a little bit up and off your low back. You don't have to go to full humble warrior, bringing that shoulder to the inside of the knee, unless you want to, right? Otherwise, you're in more of a thunderbolt, just hovering your chest. There we go. All right, and then when you're ready, just release your hands, drop them down on either side of your right foot. Turn those left toes forward. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. Come back to your forward fold. All right, so we're going to do that all again on the left side. Take a half lift to monkey. Fold back down. Take your big reverse swan dive, come all the way up to extended mountain. And then from there, we're going to go into those bear squat chairs. So you're going to bend your knees, send your hips back and down, let your arms come out to the side, bring your chest parallel to the ground. Push through your feet, rise back up, touch your palms together. Drop back down. All right, do it one more time, come all the way up, and then drop it down to that bear squat chair. And then from there, rise it all the way back up, swan dive it all the way back down, come to forward fold. This time you're going to keep your left foot forward, step your right foot way back behind you, bring it to your runner's lunge. And once you're in your runner's lunge, with your left knee over your left ankle and your right leg nice and long, spin that right heel to the ground. So your right toes are pointed to the right. You're going to push away from that with both hands, rise up, warrior one. Square your hips towards the front of the room. All right, now from here, you're going to drop your left elbow to your left thigh. Right, turn your chest towards the right edge of your mat. Reach that right hand up and over. So you're in this side angle here. If you want to slide that left hand down, you can. Right. If it's good with your elbow on your thigh, stay right there. Now we're going to come up here into reverse warrior. So you're going to rise up. See if you can wrap that right hand around your back. Reach that left hand up and over. Keep that deep bend in your left knee. If that doesn't feel good to wrap your hand, you can always just have your right hand along your right thigh. Up to you. Look up at your left fingertips or look back over your right shoulder. Now from here, we're going to come into our twisted lunge. So you're going to cartwheel your hands around. Your right hand is going to land on the inside of your left foot. Your left hand is going to go up to the sky. You can let your right heel lift here. If that feels good, keep it down if you need to. Come to your twisted lunge. Now, drop that left hand down and back to your runner's lunge, and then you're dropping your right knee down to the mat. You want your right knee back behind your right hip. I didn't say that on the last side, but it was true on the last side too, right? You don't want that hip to be right over. You don't want to be in a 90-degree angle. That's too much pressure on your knee, right? So we're going to try to keep that from happening. When you're ready, you're going to come up into your kneeling crescent. So you're just peeling that upper body up, reaching your arms up overhead. Now, interlace your fingers together here. You want to make that pointer finger mudra. Once you're making that pointer finger mudra, lean to the left. Inhale, come back up. Now, as you exhale, go down, bring your hands on either side of that left foot. Right now, we're going to kick those right toes over to the left, right? So make a little kickstand with your right foot. Your left leg is going to straighten. Let your left toes turn towards the right edge of your mat. Right hand goes outside your right knee. Left hand comes up to the sky. You're in the side plank, right? Maybe you reach those left fingertips up and over your head. Now, here's where we struggled last time, right? We're going to drop the left hand down. So you're going to walk towards your right foot, right? So your left knee is going to stay, or your right knee is going to stay down the whole time. But you got to move it a little bit, right? Because you want that left knee to go facing back towards the front of the room, and your right toes, or sorry, I said left, I meant right, and your right toes pointing towards the back room. So you're walking it all the way around towards your left leg. Once you get there, let your left leg straighten all the way. Let your left toes come up off the mat. Drape your upper body down over that left leg. Square your hips here. Push your left hip forward. Draw your right hip back. The more you drop that right hip towards your right heel, the more sensation you're going to feel in that left hamstring. Right now, bend back into that left knee. Bring your left knee over your left ankle. Make sure that right knee is still back behind your right hip. Because we're going to rise up again here. As you rise up this time, you're taking that left hand, wrapping it behind your back, taking your right hand, reaching it up and over your left shoulder. You're looking over your left shoulder. Everything spirals to the left. Right now, take your hands down. They're going to come on either side of your left foot. Tuck your right toes under. Come up off your right knee. Drop that right heel to the ground. Push away from the mat with both hands. Straighten out your left leg. Turn your left toes towards the right edge of your mat. And take your hands up to the sky. Come in to your five-pointed star. All right, so you're reaching up high. Take a breath here. Lengthen everything out. Make yourself as tall as you possibly can. And then you're going to turn your heels in and your toes out. Bend into your knees and drop your hips. Sweep your hands back behind you and release them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together. Push your knuckles towards the floor. All right, so we're in this goddess. We've got those hands right behind the back. Now, stay low here, right? You're going to push your right leg all the way straight, and then just pivot your right toes towards the right edge of your mat, and then pivot your left toes all the way back towards the top of your mat. Right, so now you're back in that warrior stance. Lean forward, hover your chest right over your left thigh. You can lift the hands up and off your low back. If you want to take it to full humble warrior, that's an option. And then from there, just release your hands, dropping down on either side of your left foot. Turn your right toes forward. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. Come back to your forward fold. All right, so as we come to our forward fold here, now you're going to toe your feet out wide to the edge of your mat. Turn your heels in and your toes out. And then bend into your knees, drop your hips, come down into Malasana squat. Right? I'm doing it with a block right now. As I came down, I sat on the block. If you have a block and that makes it feel better to you, that's what you should do, right? If you don't have a block, maybe it feels okay to you just to be here without the block, and you're right here, right? If this is comfortable to you, stay there. If it's not comfortable to you with or without the block, right? Then you're gonna come all the way down to your glutes and bring the soles of your feet together. Come to bound ankle. Right, so you find your spot, a place where it's comfortable to you, where you can hang out here for a few moments and take the time to reconnect with your breath. So make sure that you still have your full focus on your breath here. Make sure you still have full control of your breath. If you lost either of those things while we were flowing, this is your chance to get it back. Slow your breaths again. Lengthen your breaths again. Deepen your breaths again. 3 more breaths here, wherever you are. Now we're going to do our core work here. So I want you to bring it into a kneeling runner's lunge with your right foot forward, right? I've never taught this pose before. I just learned it the other day. So you guys are going to be my little guinea pigs. Whether you're at home or you're here, right? I'm going to do this right. Okay, so you're going to come into a kneeling runner's lunge with your right foot forward, right? So it's kind of like when we come into that half pyramid, which we did already, right? So you're going to straighten out that right leg. But keep your right toes on the ground, because they're going to give you a little stability. So what we're going to do here, you're going to come all the way up, right? So you're going to rise up. Now, you might have to kick your left toes out to the left, right, like we did before when we were in that that modified side plane. I see it like this. Now, what you're trying to do here is spiral your chest up to the ceiling. So you're going to lean back. Now, some people, not me, can lean far enough back and you can put your left hand on your left ankle, right? And then you take your right hand up and over and you look like this. Now I can't quite get there, right? So the other modification, you take your left hand and you put it on your waist and you're kind of pushing into that low back. So you're kind of pushing your left hip forward as you're reaching that right hand back. Now your goal here is to spiral your chest up towards the ceiling, right? So your hips square towards the ceiling, your chest goes up towards the ceiling. If you have a block, you could use it, right? Put it outside your left foot. Your left hand could land on the block and it looks like this. We're going to hold here. We're going to hold it for 5 more breaths. Right, so your core's working here, right? It's a stretch. It's opening you up, but at the same time, right, you really are working that core. You're going to hold yourself up. Those obliques are working. Those abdominals are working. You're going to feel it in your low back. 3 more breaths. All right, and then from there, you're going to come back down. So bend into that left knee, drop it all the way back down. And then from there, make your way back into a tabletop. If you want to, you can push back into a child's pose in between, release that quad, release that low back. Then from here, we're going to bring it up again. As you bring it up, now you're going to come into that kneeling runner's lunge with your left foot forward. So we're here. And then you've got that left foot forward. Now, you're shifting back like you're coming in that half pyramid. Keep your left toes on the ground, right? And then maybe you're going to kick those right toes over to the left, right? Make that kickstand. But you're going to rise all the way up. Right, so to reach up, and then you're dropping that right hand back, right? Maybe you can reach all the way. Maybe actually do it on this side to your right heel, almost, right? Left hand's going up. I'm here, I'm grabbing my heel, but I gotta square my hips to the ceiling. So when I do that, my hand comes up. So again, you can use your block if you have one and it's handy, right? Take it right there. Or you can take that right hand, put it on your right waist, and push that hip forward. Give yourself a little bit of stability there. Right, so 5 more breaths. Ready, you're slowly going to peel up here, then back into your left knee, and then take that left foot back. You can bring it back into child's pose. And when you're ready, come back up to the tabletop. What we're going to do here, right, you're going to come around onto your glutes, onto your bottom, right? Take your legs in front of you, and then open up your legs as wide as you possibly can. Okay? So we're doing this wide-legged forward fold. Now, from here, just take your hands to the center. This is all we're gonna do at first, right? Just a straight up, wide-legged forward fold. You're gonna walk your hands forward, bringing your chest as far forward as you can. And if you have a block, you can use the block, right? The block goes underneath your hands, right, to make you, or let you go a little bit further while keeping that connection with the earth. If you can come down far enough, right, maybe not today, we'll see. Right, I could use the block as a landing place for my head. So my forehead's on the block right now, but I'm gonna have the block at its highest level, but the crown of my head is still towards the front of the room. Right, but your goal isn't to get your head down to the mat or down to the block, right? Your goal is just to bring your chest as far forward as you can. And feel this in the inner thighs. So keep your toes pointed towards the ceiling, keep your knees pointed towards the ceiling. All right, now from here, slowly start to bring yourself up. All right, but you're gonna keep those legs super wide. What we're gonna do here, you're gonna bend into your left knee and just bring the sole of that left foot against your right inner thigh, right? If you need to, and you have a block, right, you can always prop underneath that left knee. If your left knee is way up off the ground, you don't have to, right? If your left knee comes naturally to the ground, that's great. Now, you're gonna angle yourself here towards your right leg, and then just walk forward over that right leg into a half butterfly. And you're just trying to bring your chest as far forward as you can. Keep those hips on the ground. You're going to feel this in your low back as you make this slight twist. You're really trying to feel it in your right hamstring, right? Maybe you can reach all the way to your foot. If you can, that's great. Right? Maybe your hands are on your ankle, your shin, your knee, or on the mat on either side of your right leg. Just like when we were in that forward fold, right? That wide-legged forward fold, you want to keep your back nice and flat, right? I'm not trying to tuck my chin and get my head to come down to my knees. I'm just trying to bring my chest forward over that right leg. Now slowly make your way up here and keep your legs right where they are. What we're going to do here is we're going to twist, right, towards the right. So you're going to take your right hand back behind you. Take your left hand, bring it outside your right knee. And look over your right shoulder. Now, untwist here. Now we're going to twist, again, keep your legs in the same place, but twist the other way. Now take your left hand back behind your left hip. Take your right hand outside your left knee. Look over your left shoulder. All right, now untwist here. Now we're going to switch out. our legs. So you're gonna take your left leg all the way out, so your hands are in that wide stance. Then bend in to your right knee, bring the sole of your right foot against your left inner thigh. Again, if your knee's way off the ground, right, you can take a block support underneath it. If it feels okay, you don't have to worry about it, but angle yourself all the way over towards your left leg, and then just start to walk forward here. Again, you want to keep that back nice and flat. Bring your chest as far forward as you can. If you're grabbing your foot, it's great. If you're grabbing your ankle, your shin, your knee, it can be a little bit different on this side. Allow for that within your body. You want to be feeling the same sensation on this side, but it might not look exactly the same. All right, now you're gonna rise all the way up here. Right, turn your torso back towards the front of the room at first. Sit up nice and tall. We're gonna take those twists. First to the left, so bring your left hand back behind your left hip. Take your right hand outside your left knee. And look over your left shoulder. Now untwist here, let's go the other way. Take your right hand back behind you. Take your left hand outside your right knee. Look over your right shoulder. And let yourself untwist here. Let's come back to the front of the room. Right now from here, you're gonna unwind your legs, right? Bend into both knees, put your feet at the very top of your mat. We're gonna roll down onto our back here. Take your arms out long, tuck your chin to your chest. Let your back round out now. So gently place yourself down on the mat. All right, as we come all the way down here, before we go into our inversions, let's just do a reclining bound ankle. Really let those legs open up, right? So let the soles of your feet together. Let those knees come out to the sides. Now, if you want to here, we did a lot of work with the arms today. Maybe you take the arms out to a T or just let them rest and open like this. Maybe you sweep them up overhead. Let them open up like that. If none of that feels good, you can always have your hands at your sides or on your belly, or you can press those inner thighs to get more in the legs. Up to you, right? If you want more in your legs, in any position that you're in, you can always draw those heels in a little closer to your body. If you want to back off the sensation in your legs, you push those heels further away. Now from here, you're gonna pull your knees back together, right? Let your feet come flat to the ground. Your knees are up to the sky. Sweep your hands from wherever they were. Bring them to your sides, palm face down. Now we're gonna do our inversions here. So we're gonna come up into bridge. Press through all four corners of both feet. And just lift those hips out to the sky. Tuck your shoulders at least slightly so your chest puffs open, right? You can stay right here if you want. If you want to make it a supported bridge, You can take that block and slide it underneath your hips, that chest puffed open. If you want to make it even more intense, right, maybe you work one entire shoulder and the other underneath your body and clasp your hands underneath your body, pushing your hips up even higher, right? Whatever feels good to you. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And as you exhale, let your hips float back down, nice and slow, 1 vertebrae at a time. All right, if you still have that block under there, right, maybe you want to leave it there for waterfall, that's fine. Maybe you want your hips flat on the ground for waterfall. In waterfall, we take our feet straight up to the sky, flex them like you're going to step on the ceiling. With that block under your hips, just makes it a little bit more intense, because you've elevated your hips slightly. So if you like that, you can stay right there. Right? If you like it with your hips flat on the ground, stay right there. Maybe you need a lot more intensity and you want to come to full shoulder stand, that's an option. You lift your hips up off the mat, put your hands in the small of your back, so you're supporting yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. And so you can be in shoulder stand, you can be in waterfall, you can be in supported waterfall. Listen to your body, it will tell you where it wants to go. We're all getting that blood to go from our feet, where it pools all day, back to our head and our heart where we need it more. That's one benefit, we're getting that increased circulation. We're also naturally lowering our blood pressure. We're flooding the body with all those anti-aging, anti-stress hormones as our body starts to relax. We're resetting our circadian rhythm, reminding our body when it's time to sleep and when we should be awake. Let's take 3 more breaths here, whichever version of the inversion you're in. Then we're ready to come out of it. We're all going to come out of it the same way. Bend your knees. Let them scrape along your face and body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. As your feet come back down to the mat, right, if you still have that block under your hips, now you're going to lift your hips up, slide that block out from underneath you. Let's come into our happy baby, right? If you have the version that you love and you know where to go, you can go there right now, right? We take our feet up to the sky in happy baby. We separate the feet slightly or a lot. We bend the knees slightly or a lot. All that's a personal choice, right? You decide where you want to go. You reach your hands up, same hand for the same foot, right? Now maybe you're not grabbing your foot. If you can make it your foot, you're on your ankle, your shin, your knee, right? But you want to roll forward, make sure that sacrum's pressing into the mat. And then you can rock from side to side. Giving yourself that little spinal massage, it should feel good as you do that. If it doesn't feel good, then you just skip it and stay still. And again, you want to find that place where this feels really good to you. Maybe you need to change your leg position now that you're in the pose. Your legs can be wider or straighter or bent more or brought in more. Just find wherever it feels really delicious to you. Hang out there for the next 4 or 5 breaths. All right, now from here, you're going to take those knees, hug them all the way into your chest. And then we're going to take one final twist here, like the twist we did at the very beginning. You're going to let your arms go out nice and long in that T position. And as you exhale, drop your knees to the right. Take your chin and your gaze to the left. If you want to make this deeper, you can take your right hand, press those knees closer to the ground. And maybe you want to extend your legs so that your toes go all the way toward your right fingertips. Maybe you'd rather just stay still or stay where you are. You should stay still wherever you are once you get there, right? And the other thing you want to make sure you do is keep that left shoulder anchored to the ground, right? It's going to give you the twist. Now on your next inhale, you're going to pull those knees back up to center. As you exhale, drop your knees over to the left. Take your chin, your gaze to the right. You can take your left hand here. Maybe you press those knees closer to the ground. Maybe you need to extend your legs all the way towards your left fingertips. If you just stay where you are. It's all good here. Find your happy place. Keep that right shoulder anchored. Look to the right, getting that full twist of the spine. We always finish off with this twist just because it seals off our practice. Lets our bodies remember what they did today. So next time we come practice, it's all a little easier. We go over a little deeper. Well, on your next inhale, you're going to pull those knees back into your chest, right? Give one final hug into your chest. And let's set up for our final pose here, our Shavasana. Let your legs extend long. Take your hands to your sides. If that's your traditional Shavasana here, flat on your back. But you don't have to stay here if it's not comfortable to you. Maybe you bend your knees. Want to fall in against each other. That takes pressure off the low back. Maybe you're butterflying your legs. Maybe you roll to your side. You roll to your belly. Maybe you sit up. Just find somewhere to be where you're perfectly comfortable, where you're going to be able to stay perfectly still, and where your mind's going to be able to go perfectly quiet. Right? If you're here in the studio, I'm going to come around with a little spray for your towel. Right? Hold it out for me. Not to touch you. If you're at home and you have a towel that you can put over your eyes, do that. If not, just close your eyes. We're all going to start to withdraw a little bit from our senses here. Awesome, thank you. That's why we close the eyes. So we keep the letting low. Keep everything nice and soft so that you really can start to withdraw from those senses in your Shavasana. You can do that at home too. It just means, not that you're turning off your senses, because that doesn't happen. Your senses are your warning system. They let you know what's going on in your environment. But you know what's going on in your environment right now, right? None of it's that important. Maybe it's quiet where you are. Maybe you can hear noises. Maybe it's dark where you are. Maybe it's bright. Right? None of that matters. When you truly, truly withdraw from your senses, right? You could have 500 people walk into wherever you are, talking and shouting. And you would notice. But you wouldn't react. That's where we want to be, right? In that place where whatever sensory input comes at you, you know that you don't need to react to it right now. You're in a safe place. And you can get yourself there. That's your true quiet of the mind. Slowly start to come back into the room. Feel your fingers and your toes. Feel that increased sensation that comes from quiet mind. If you want to, you can take your arms overhead. Nice full, deep body stretch. And there, just roll over onto your right side in a fetal position. Take a couple breaths right there. Just to reacclimate to our space with the sights and the sounds, and then we'll come back to you. Take as long as you need right here. Then when you're ready, hold on when you're ready. Bring yourself up to seated, and we can close here. And we're just going to close with 2 Bhamari breaths and then an Om. The Bhamari breath, we inhale as we exhale, make that little humming sound in the back of the throat. And the Om is the universal syllable. It uses all parts of the throat. You can join me in these breaths, or you can just listen. But let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. And then we'll inhale one final time, an Om. Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right. So, hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Dawn will be here tomorrow morning for some Payo. If you need more gentle, Heidi's here tomorrow night for that. So come join them. I will see you all again on Wednesday night for some Yin. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.